debut. The Predators came away with a 51-38 victory over the Storm. Art Schleister and the defending champion Detroit Drive ran over the Denver Dynamite last week in Denver. Schleister connected for 167 yards and 4 scores as the Drive cruised to a 31-13 victory over the Dynamite. It's the Detroit Drive and the Orlando Predators next on Prime Network. Network presents Arena Football. Tonight from Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan, the Orlando Predators take on the Detroit Drive. Hello, everyone. Bill Land and Tony Hill with you from Detroit. Should be fun tonight here at Joe Louis Arena. We got the defending champions on hand, the Detroit Drive, to take on an expansion team that woke up some people with a big victory in its first game last week, the Orlando Predators. Normally, you think new guys versus the defending champs blowout. Not tonight. No, not at all. Orlando's unlike any other team. They've got a tremendous amount of talent and an abundance amount of veterans. They've got such guys such as Tony Collins, Herky Walls, AFL players such as Reggie Smith, Derwood Rockmore. They've got a great team and a lot of talent and a lot of veterans. Both teams loaded at the quarterback position as well. For Orlando, Reggie Collier with his 7 TD passes a week ago. And then on the flip side, of course, Detroit with Art Schleister. He's the league MVP from 1990. Yeah, these are 2 great quarterbacks, probably the best in the league. The one thing that both quarterbacks are concerned, especially Reggie Collier, is John Corker. He's an excellent defensive player. They played together before, and he's concerned about having enough time. Whereas Art Schleister's number one concern is their offensive line. They're trying a new fold up front, and he wants to know if they can handle that type of situation. It's a homecoming for both coaches tonight. For Orlando's Perry Moss, he was here in Detroit a year ago. They won it all for the 3rd straight year. He picks up and leaves and goes to Orlando to start all over again. Why? Well, I'll tell you what. He has done everything he can here in Detroit. His objective is to go back home and prove that he has a great team, prove that he can do it, and he wants to do that in Orlando. And Tim Markham steps back into the spotlight. On the other hand, he helped lead this team to its first 2 titles in '88 and '89, and what a challenge he faces this year. Oh, he has a tremendous challenge. He's in a position where all coaches want to be. Everyone is shooting for Tim Markham. Everybody wants to beat the Detroit Drive, and this is his biggest challenge, to see if they can repeat again. All right, should be fun. We'll be back with another look at Arena Football, what happened last week, and some of the exciting highlights in just a moment. Joe Louis Arena. Let's take a look at some of the action from the opening week of play and the scoreboard from Arena Football, as well as some highlights. Our Prime Network telecast last week came from Albany, New York, and Knickerbocker Arena as the Firebirds ran roughshod over the New Orleans Knights 45-20. Tom Porras, a great debut in the AFL with 271 yards passing, good for 5 touchdowns. And a big crowd on hand, 10,186 at Knickerbocker Arena as Porras connects here with Steve Ton. Ton had 3 TD receptions, also an interception defensively, as Albany wins by 25. The Dallas Texans, in their 2nd year in the league, went on the road to open up against Columbus and beat the expansion Thunderbolts 33-12. Alfred Jenkins tossed for 124 yards and 2 scores, including 17 of 25. Matt France, the quarterback for Columbus, hit for a late score for Columbus as they fall 33-12. And it was Orlando winning the bragging rights of Florida over Tampa Bay 51-38 at the Suncoast Dome, where 10,354 came to see Reggie Collier toss for 7 TDs and 252 yards. Here, Collier goes to teammate Herky Walls, who caught 4 passes on the night, and Tampa Bay falls to Orlando 51-38. And the defending champion Detroit Drive, opening on the road in Denver, took care of the Dynamite 31-13. The returning MVP of the league, Art Schleister, tossed for 167 yards, good for 4 scores. Hold for Denver, also a good night of 126 yards. Here's Schleister up top to George France, who caught 2 touchdown passes, and Denver falls to Detroit. It's the Drive 31, the Dynamite 13. We'll be back with the kickoff of our game tonight, Detroit and Orlando, here at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit in just a moment. Michigan, Bill Land and Tony Hill with you on Prime Network for week number 2 of Arena Football. We'll take a look at the starting offensive unit for Orlando in just a moment, as there's Tim Markham, the coach here at Detroit. 21-6 is his record in Arena Football. He's been a busy guy. Just finished an assistant coaching stint with New York, New Jersey of the World League of American Football. Last fall was the secondary coach at the University of Florida. And prior to that, of course, back-to-back championships here in Detroit as the head coach in 88 and 89. He won a title in Denver in 87. So 3 of the 4 championships in this league history have been run by that fella, Tim Markham out of Snyder, Texas. And we're all set to go as Detroit will kick it off to the Orlando Predators. Boy, a speedster and a guy who is known throughout this league. Reggie Smith is the deep fella. As you take a look at Novo Bojovic ready to kick it off. 5'11", 180-pounder out of Central Michigan. And there is Reggie Smith, 5'6", 175 out of North Carolina Central, averaging over 11 yards per return. That's not at the top of the league this year, but we've only played 1 game, and he's a guy that they know what he can do.
Yeah, well, Reggie Smith is a game burner. He's a breaker. He does all the big things, the big plays for the teams. He was with the Atlanta Falcons a few years ago, and they called him Super Nash because he was just so quick.
Smith ready to receive. Orlando and Detroit both 1-0. Week 2 of arena football, and we're all set as Bojovic ready to boot it off here. And again, remind you, there is no punting in this league. There is very little substitution as players play both ways with the exception of the quarterback and a kick return defensive specialist. The nets are in play and the walls are in play. And this one off the nets and comes to Smith. To the 5. Bumped at the 10 and then powers his way across to the 12-yard line. Reggie Smith returns it. And a pretty good field position as they open up on their own 11 officially. Here's a look at the lineup. Reggie Collier, the veteran quarterback, played a few years in Dallas. Running back Keith Williams, the fullback. Tony Collins, the former Patriot, leading the wide receivers. Reggie Smith, we just mentioned a moment ago. Gerald Grimes, their big play man. And Keith Smith on the offensive line. We'll take a look at the other 2 in just a moment. It is 1st and 10 from the 11. Collier, complete at the 20. Smith, 25. And brought down by Gary Mullen, but not before he enters drive territory at the 20-yard line. It's a 1st down for the Predators.
Yeah, the Predators, here's Reggie Collier. He takes a 3-step drive. Reggie Smith runs about a 10-yard hook. He makes a good move, a spin. He spins out the tackle and breaks up downfield. One thing we mentioned last week, the key to this game is going north and south. East and west will kill you in this type of game.
A pickup of 18 yards. It's 1st and 10. The ball on the 21 of the drive. First quarter just underway here in Detroit. Collier. Incomplete. Intended for Smith. Covering on the play was Tate Randall.
Well, Reggie Smith went downfield and ran a simple post pattern. It looks like there may be a possibility that Reggie Collier might be trying to pick on Randall Tate, who's playing cornerback up the top of the screen.
You're looking now at the Orlando Predators, the offensive line. Rusty Russell, a big fellow. The defensive starters, here they are for Detroit. Corker, an all-league player, an outstanding one, and the linebackers and DBs. 2nd down and 10. On the carry across the 20 before Hennings makes the tackle. Dwayne Dixon completing this Detroit drive defensive unit. 6'2", 203, an outstanding player. And Tate Randall out of Texas Tech, 6'1", 205. They're the defensive specialist. Hennings made that tackle. And it's a 3rd down and 6 situation. Ball on the 17 with 13:06 to go here. First quarter. Orlando on its first possession. Collier. Complete for the 1st down as McClay makes the tackle of Collins. Tony Collins out of East Carolina. And yes, that is the New England Patriot who was Rookie of the Year back in '81 in the NFL. And a guy who caught a pass last week for a touchdown and also ran once for a touchdown.
He sure did. He played a great game last week. What New Orleans or what Orlando was doing is going underneath. They're running curl patterns where the receiver runs about 10 yards and hooks in front of the defensive back.
1st and goal to go. The ball placed on the 8-yard line. Collins nowhere to go as Gary Mullen makes the tackle. And that might be the arena ball inexperience of Collins. As he tried to scoot to the sideline, still looking for room. It isn't there in this league.
Well, I tell you, one of the things that you have to mention is there's no room on the sideline. You get a chance. There's all the pressure is coming from all over the field, and as a result, Collins got a very few yards. Coach Moss talked about this play where there was designed for Collins to run sweeps. He's got sweep plays designed for Collins to take advantage of his speed and his quickness.
Timeout is called with Ted Hennings down on an injury for Detroit. We'll take a break with 12:08 to go. We're in the first period. No score, Orlando on the drive on its opening possession here in Detroit.
Every battle starts with a war fought from within. Matched by the physical skills needed to TKO the championship dream. Second place is reserved for the losers, because the last man standing when the final bell rings is the winner. Fight Night. Live from the LA Forum, Monday night at 10:30 Eastern on Prime Network.
Rookie Ted Hennings taken from the field, 6'3", 254 out of Northern Illinois. He limps off for Detroit. Substitution, as I mentioned, limited in the fact that players go both ways. You are allowed to make one substitution per player per quarter, per position, I should say. Second down and goal to go from the 7 for Orlando. Collier on the keeper. He is stopped at the 4. John Corker makes the tackle. 6'6", 245 out of Oklahoma State. And he is a favorite here. Of course, played on the great Michigan Panther teams of the USFL in the 83-84 seasons.
That's one of the things that Reggie Collier brings to Orlando. He has the opportunity to run. He's a big quarterback. He's 6'3", 200-some pounds, and he has the ability to run, and he also has a tremendous amount of speed. He runs about a 4.4 40, which is exceptional for a quarterback.
And Collier had a big week last week rushing the football. 6 carries for 24 yards, and that is a big week for a quarterback. Third and goal. Collier slipping in. Yes, touchdown Predators. As Collier saw the end zone and got there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Collier must have the longest arms in Arena Football League. He was tackled at the 3-yard line, and he stretched to the goal line. Unbelievable play. But as I said, one of Collier's assets is his running ability. And as you see, he gives this guy a move, and he just stretches his arms out across the goal line. Here's another look at it. Collier steps back, 3-step drop, doesn't see his receiver, and he heads for the end zone. What a stretch. Did you see that stretch, Bill?
Well, you know, I remarked earlier, he's a big guy, and he certainly needed it all that time. The kick is good by Dan Flocky out of Maryland, and Collier and Flocky have made it a 7-0 Orlando lead on their opening possession. The Predators score. We'll be back with a kickoff with 10:32 remaining in the first.
In a pro football league that throws the football 70% of the time, having the best throwing football available is critical. That's why Arena Football has switched to the outstanding new Spalding Ironman football. The Spalding Ironman features an innovative new spiral balance system that counterweights the lace, assuring a perfect spiral when properly thrown. Spalding is proud to be the official football of Arena Football, the 50-yard indoor war. Throw a perfect pass with the Spalding Ironman football. In Australia, there's wild beaches, the Outback, and Aussie rules football. Full-out, full-blown, full-contact football. The hardest hits, the awesome kicks, and the man in white. There's nothing like it. Australian rules football. It's a kick. Friday afternoons at 5 on Prime Network. Available on most Prime affiliates.
There's a guy who's been around, Perry Moss, a record of 20-4 in Arena Football. Done an outstanding job, won it all here in Detroit last year where they tied for the regular season title and then went on to win in the playoffs over Pittsburgh and the Dallas Texans to win the Arena Bowl. In fact, his first trip back here now as coach of Orlando, and the last time there was an Arena Ball game in this arena was last year's championship game, a sellout crowd of more than 20,000 people. They had to turn them away or the fire marshal would have shut this place down. They love it here in Detroit. And the kickoff by Flocky is taken by Detroit. And up across the 15-yard line, William McClay with a carry. The quarterback, Schleister, the MVP of 1990 out of Ohio State. Running back, Alvin Reddy, the fullback and linebacker. Mullen, great possession receiver for this ball club. McClay, who just saw in the return. LaFrance, another good solid player who's coming back off knee surgery. will pick up the line in just a moment. 7-0. 1st and 10 for Detroit. Open in possession. They start from their 17. Schleister just out of the reach of the intended receiver, Gary Mullen. There is the line. John Corker, no more for his defense, but caught a touchdown pass a week ago as a tight end. John Relk, a veteran out of Iowa. And Ted Hennings, who has just helped off. We'll see if he returns. If he can't go, look for Steve Slay. The defensive starters, Grimes and Smith and Collins, your DBs, and then defensive line, Campbell and Russell and Smith. Your defensive specialist, Derwin Rockmore, player of the year on the defensive side in the league last year with Albany, and Darryl Hart, another big hitter in the secondary. 2nd and 10 for Schleister from the 17. Nearly intercepted, kept in play as it was batted up in the air by Darryl Grimes.
Darryl Grimes made a great play on this play. Here's the play before. Watch how Mullins takes a tremendous hit going across the middle.
Schleister gets pounded here. You know, he told us today, we had a chance to visit with Art, that he has taken a bigger beating in his arena football quarterback than he ever did in his years in the National Football League or in college, and he said there's just more contact in this sport. 3rd down and 10. Ball on the 17, and Russell jumped off. There's a flag on the play. 8:36 to go in the quarter. Also, in case you're watching arena football for the first time, would remind you that it's a fast-moving game. Encroachment on the defense, a 3-yard penalty. The clock does not stop until the final minute of each half. Now, of course, it does for penalty assessments, but ball going out of bounds, incompletions, the clock keeps moving. And in fact, at the end of a game, if a team's trying to lock it up by downing the football, the officials will penalize them if they're not making an effort to make forward progress. I think it's a great rule. 3rd down, and it is complete for the first down. Yes, at the 20.5-yard line of Orlando on the reception. Gary Mullen. Covering on the play was Tony Collins, but Mullen knew what he had to get, Tony.
Yeah, right here you see Schleister taking a 5-step drop and hitting Mullen on the sideline. The interesting thing about this, all 5 passes have gone in Mullen's direction. I wonder, are they trying to make a statement?
Well, Mullen caught 4 for 82 yards in the opener and a touchdown last week against Denver. 1st and 10, the ball on the 20 of the Predators. Orlando with a 7-0 lead. Detroit's first chance at it, though, offensively. Schleister got it there.
Here's Schleister takes a 5-yard step. McClay comes across the field. He hits him going across, and a great catch, great concentration, and a very good hit by Darryl Grimes, who just slams him into the wall.
McKay out of Rice, 6-foot, 200-pounder. Of course, Coach Tim Markham spent some time at Rice, Southwest Conference, as an assistant coach. Man in motion is LaFrance on 1st and goal from the 4. Schleister, nice footwork. Incomplete, goes through the hands of Mullen.
I think Mullins heard some footsteps on that catch. That ball went right through his hands. Here's another look at it. Schleister steps back. He sets up. Mullen comes across the screen, and as you see, the ball is right on the money. It just gets right through his hands. Pretty tough catch, but I think he felt the footsteps around him. And remember this, when that ball hits the air or hits the backboard or the net, the ball is still live.
Until it touches the ground, that's anybody's football in that situation. And Schleister was telling us that's one of the crazy things about this arena football. He said the game can turn around so quickly. It is exciting. 2nd and goal from the 4. Reddy. Touchdown drive.
This is what you call one of them powerhouse sweep right. Everybody in the arena knows it's coming to the right side, and Reddick just uses brute strength to get through this line and make a touchdown. He soars over everyone.
Reddick's first score of the year.
Here's Reddick up in the air taking a good shot. That's why they call this a 50-yard indoor war, because there's plenty of punishment in this game.
Here's Bojovic, 3 of 4 in PATs. making 4 of 5 on the season for Novo Bojovic, and it's tied things up here in the first quarter at Joe Louis Arena. A pair of 4-yard runs for Orlando and Detroit. We're even at 7 with 5:40 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back with more here on Prime Network. Zach will stay with you here. You take a look at Reddy, gets congratulations from the Orlando bench, and another look at the play with Schleister rolling out.
Here's a look. Powerhouse sweep right. Everybody's going to the right, and Reddy is just supposed to get the touchdown. One of the things what happened to us earlier today, had a chance to talk to Coach Markham, and he said that Reddick is one of the toughest guys that he's ever met. Pound for pound, he would put this guy up against anybody. And we'll get a chance to see him on defense playing linebacker because he blitzes on every play, which is unusual in football.
Now you see Markham visiting with Reddick, and you don't have much of an opportunity to do coaching during the game as far as making changes. Reddick comes out for a moment, and Orlando set to take the kickoff from Bojovic as the kickoff comes from the goal line in arena football. 7-7, 5:37 to go, first period here in Detroit. Bill Land and Tony Hill with you. Detroit's home opener after a victory over Denver last week, and Orlando, an expansion club, also winning on the road over Tampa Bay. They're selling tickets quickly down in Orlando, we understand. Well, they'll open up next week on a Thursday night against Columbus. Here's the kick. Off the net, Smith takes it. And is brought down inside the 5-yard line. Making the tackle, Clint Fleming.
That was a big play by Fleming. Smith had a big hold on that sideline, and I have a feeling they'll be trying to run that route again because of the abundance of scoring in this league.
There's the Detroit drive, 33 yards, 6 plays, required 452. Reddy capped it off with a 4-yarder. Terry Moss out on the field visiting with one of the officials right now. And it's first down and 10, the ball on the 4-yard line. Moss wants a timeout. He does something he didn't like, and I think he wants to visit with the referee, Jack Baker. That's who he's signaling for. As they call the timeout, but Moss wants to visit with the officials. He was talking to one of the other refs just a moment ago. I'm not sure what he's upset about, Tony.
I don't know either. It's hard to figure out what he's talking about. If it's with regard to Fleming or with regard to the play that was getting ready to run of the formation.
That or maybe a possible substitution. I notice Hennings has come back in. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more with 5:07 to go in the quarter. We're even at 7. After 1 week, we saw Porras, of course, for Albany last week in his debut in the league. 5 touchdown passes and 271 yards. And basically, with this field being just 50 yards wide, or long, I should say, you double their yardage to get an idea of what it would be like in regular football. Collier at number 2 in the league. Schleister at number 4 in the league with 167 yards. Look at the offensive numbers put up there.
Those are some tremendous numbers, and one of the things you have to remember is Collier ran 4 touchdowns he did last week.
7 TD passes for Collier. Second possession. It's first and 10 from the 4. Blocked by Hennings. Hennings, and a flag is thrown. We'll see what the call is as Hennings came up to block it. It might be another encroachment. We'll listen in.
Illegal procedure on the offense. The tight end did not report.
Maybe that gives us a cue as to what Moss was talking about, the tight end not reporting in for Orlando.
Well, one of the things that happens is he must be in the 80 number, and I think their tight end is a 75 or...
Play is declined. The penalty is it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 4 as there's no gain. You can see the pass here batted down by Hennings. You know, we saw Hennings walk off hobbling. He comes back and got enough to go with those feet right now. Collier across the middle. It is complete. Flag is thrown near a first down territory. Dixon was putting the heat on the man, and the reception made by Herky Walls
Well, I tell you what, Collier didn't have very much time to throw that ball. Herky Walls turned just in time, and Collier was able to get rid of it.
You have an illegal procedure, twisting on the defense, 3-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Illegal procedure, twisting on the defense. Is that in regards to the rush?
Well, I guess it's the technique that they're using in regards to the rush. The guys just twisting, turning, and they're trying to hold them, and it's illegal.
You must come inside the end when you blitz. You're not allowed to come outside that end. 4:42 to go in the first period. Collier's still not happy about it. When we resume,
I think what Collier is trying to say that they may have picked up the first down on a Herky Walls catch, and they're looking at the yardage. They think they'd rather have the first down than second and 6 yards.
and now they may measure. Well, it's a timeout for the Detroit Drive as they're going to bring out the sticks and measure. Well, smart move by Collier to call that to attention because the ball being placed around the 13.5 yard line. I thought they're going to measure, maybe not.
Yeah, they're getting ready to bring the chains over.
Although you might not believe it, what you've seen here in the first few minutes of this game, the coaches are telling us one of the good things about the league this year is the officials are more familiar with the rules themselves. Things are settling down a bit, and there's less of this type of delay. Well, you can see it's obviously about a yard shy.
Well, one of the things that I mentioned earlier that Collier was concerned about is the pass protection. He's not getting very much time to throw that ball, and it could play a big role in the game in the future.
Well, and Collier's big concern is John Corker blowing in there. Corker once had 29 sacks in a USFL season. Told us today, he said, hey, I got 2 in the first game, and I'm still looking for an opportunity maybe to show up with an NFL camp.
And that guy loves the game. He loves the opportunity to hit, to catch. As a matter of fact, coaches have even said he's improved on his offensive blocking.
Here's Reggie Collier out of Southern Miss, 6'4", 215 pounds. Played with Dallas in the '86 season in the National Football League, USFL, '83 through '85. And Perry Moss was his offensive coordinator when he was with Orlando in the USFL in '85. And there's the connection between Moss and his quarterback. Man in motion is Smith. It is 3rd down. And another flag is thrown.
We have encroachment on the defense. 3-yard penalty. First down.
Well, that's a huge penalty. 3 yards and a first down. As Harris, I believe, was the man that encroached. And there he is, Billy, 6', 289 out of the University of Michigan down the road in Ann Arbor.
There showed a little bit of experience on Reggie Collier's side. He used a jump cadence on him and was able to push him offside, encroach him offside.
1st and 10 on the 16 and a fumble. Recovered quickly, though, by Orlando's Collier. Maybe on the wrong snap.
Looks like Collier never got the ball.
Looked like almost he was maybe the wrong snap count or something that he wasn't expecting it. It's hard to tell.
He might have been off base from that last count.
2nd down and 11. The ball on the 15. 7-7. This is Orlando's 2nd possession. Each team scoring on their opening drive. Going deep. And it is in the stands. And you see that guy grab the football. He gets to keep it in this league. As that one overthrown, Evans was covering on the play. We'll take a look at some of the pressure that was put on Collier you're talking about.
Yeah, as I mentioned to you earlier, Collier's not having much time to throw the ball, and as a result, as soon as he drops back, the 50 is right in his face and makes a big play on him. Doesn't give him a chance to make a play. Harris, Billy Harris.
3:36 to go first quarter. 3rd down and 11 from the 15 for Orlando. And remember, no punting in this league, so it's field goal attempt if they can't get the yardage here. Unloads. It is underthrown, intended for Reggie Smith. Anderson was covering in the secondary, but again, give credit to that defensive line, making Collier have to dance in his own backfield.
Well, I tell you what, Collier took a shot by Eric Anderson after he scrambles out of his pocket. Watch him as you follow him. Here comes Eric Anderson. He just throws him into the sideline. You know, in this game, arena football is unlike most games. Either you hit somebody or you get hit. Quarterbacks don't have a chance to duck and dodge anywhere in this game. This is a brutal and tough game, and that's why Schleister says he loves this game.
It'll be a 43-yard attempt for Blocky. He's yet to try a field goal this year. When they scored 58 last week, you don't need any field goals. They fake it, though. Here is Beretta, and he is tackled. They do not get the first down. It is Detroit football as Dixon made the tackle. Larry Beretta, the backup quarterback, the holder, and they run the fake field goal. It does not work, and Detroit takes over on the 20.
Right here, just a case of lack of speed. Larry Beretta had a great situation. As you look, there's nobody on this sideline. All he had to do was outrun Dixon and Henning, and no, he could not make it.
Well, Hennings is obviously fine. Here's Schleister on 1st and 10, intended out of the backfield for Eric Anderson. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 20 with approaching the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter.
One of the things you can look forward to is watching these linebackers. These linebackers are coming full speed. Eric Anderson is bringing some punishment, and he's taking some punishment. On every play, these linebackers blitz the Mike linebacker, and that's something that'll be very interesting to watch.
2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Schleister lofts it, batted away, and nearly picked off. Rockmore almost came up with the interception, and Hart was there to knock it away.
They had man-to-man coverage on the outside. They played a zone in the middle of the linebackers, and Schleister tried to throw it over the top, and Hart just made a great play.
Intended receiver was Dixon. There's Hart.
That's excellent hand-eye coordination. If he just would have moved one way or the other, that could have been a touchdown.
Dale Hart out of Lane College, 6', 170-pounder. Now 3rd down and 10 for the drive. Schleister got a man. Touchdown, Detroit. LaFrance.
This is a great setup route. LaFrance went in motion. He gave the defensive back a fake to the right, and he broke to the post, and he was wide open.
Well, as Coach Tim Markham told us today, there's a story behind every guy in this league, and LaFrance is certainly a neat one.
Here it is, over the top. Beautiful post patterning. LaFrance went in motion all the way across the field and made the catch.
Bojovic for the point after. And it is good. And Detroit has gone on top for the first time, 14-7. There is George LaFrance out of Baker College in Kansas, 6', 180-pounder. Had reconstructive knee surgery. He's been out 18 months. Came back last week, 6 grabs for 71 yards, scored a pair of touchdowns. He told us today, tell him I'm back. Well, you just did, George. And what a way to end the first quarter. 14-7 Detroit. We'll be back with a kickoff in the second quarter in a minute. Welcome back. We're ready to go with a kickoff with Novo Bojovic, as Orlando now trails 14-7. They went for a fake field goal, did not get the first down, and Detroit made him pay on Schleister's 20-yard touchdown pass. Before they switch ends for the second quarter, though, they will kick off. And this one goes through the end zone and out of play. And the penalty flag comes aboard because the ball will come out to the 20-yard line. As the ball, if it goes through the end zone, fine. But if it goes out of bounds, even though it's in the end zone, it's a big penalty, and it's a 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line now for Orlando. Next week, we'll be in Dallas at Reunion Arena for our Prime Network telecast. Denver versus Dallas, the Dynamite and the Texans. Of course, the Texans coached by your former teammate Drew Pearson. And Denver with Babe Pirelli at the controls for the Dynamite. Should be fun. Join us Friday night at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and check your local listings.
Wait a minute, that's it. There.
Well, we were going to try to listen in. Tell you what, the officials are earning their keep here this evening.
The one thing interesting about this kick, the ball goes on the side of those nets. It comes out to the 20-yard line. Ordinarily, it comes out to the 5 if it goes out of bounds. But in this scenario, it goes out to the 20-yard line, which provides the defensive team or the offensive team with great field position.
And it appears now. Okay, now they've switched ends as we officially start the second quarter. Tim Markham not happy at all about it. But time ran out there at the end of the first period. They put 5 seconds back on the clock to let the kickoff take place within the framework of the first period. And now we switch ends, start the second quarter, and Orlando with the football down by 7, 14-7, starting the second quarter. You see Tim Markham, fun guy to be around. Enjoyed visiting with him today. Really likes this league, likes where it's headed. And another flag thrown as Collier seems to be using that long count to his advantage, Tony.
Yeah, he's using that hesitation count. Hut, 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 hut. And you have to watch out for that. It's a little bit of NFL experience right there. And when you have a tough or an aggressive defensive line, that's the kind of way that you stabilize those guys with that type of cadence.
3-yard penalty. First down will be the same. 1st and 7 now for the Predators. Collier was 16 of 27 for 252 yards last week. 7 touchdowns, had just 1 intercepted. Here he is on 1st and 7 for the 23. Into the stands, incomplete. David Evans was covering on the play intended for Darryl Grimes.
Well, I tell you what, there's an opportunity for a fan to get himself a reception for the game. In arena football, as you mentioned earlier, a fan gets a chance to keep the ball if he catches it or it goes in the sidelines or out of bounds.
Folks here in Detroit really support this franchise well, and it's just well run from the top. Collier. Deep, got his man, went right through his fingers, though. Although a difficult catch as Randall was there covering as well, but Collins should have caught this one, Tony.
Yeah, it's a great pass. One of the things that Reggie lacked when he was playing in the NFL was touch, and right here he put the best touch you can put on a ball. Collins ran a post pattern one-on-one against McKay, and it should have been a touchdown. I bet Collins would do anything to get that ball back. Great touch by Collier.
Makes it a 3rd down now and 7 for the 23. Incomplete. Now remember, that ball comes off the wall. You catch it in midair, it's a completion or an interception in that case, as Detroit had the best opportunity at it. But the ball is not dead till it actually hits the ground. As long as you keep your feet in fair territory and catch that ball, it's legal.
Well, I'll tell you, Alvin Reddy is bruising whoever's in the backfield. He's coming full speed from that linebacker position and putting a tremendous amount of pressure on Reggie Collier.
42-yard field goal attempt coming up here for Plocky. Let's see if they do de-kick it. His first official attempt of the year in play off the nets.
Here the ball comes off the net. LaFrance picks it up. He takes a look downfield, and he's got number 5, the quarterback, one-on-one, and he makes a move, and he's down the sideline. A great block by McKay, and is in for the touchdown. One thing that LaFrance wanted us to know, and as he mentioned to Bill and myself, he said, "I am back. I am back."
Hold everything here as the kick by Bojovic may have another flag. There is LaFrance, and
a procedure, 4 down linemen on the defense. The illegal procedure penalty on the defense will be enforced after the kickoff. The extra point was good.
All right, so Bojovic, credit for the extra point. They'll enforce the penalty in a moment as you see Markham visiting with John Corker, but our score is 21-7 with Orlando on the short side, and there is LaFrance, who lives on an Indian reservation in Arizona with his wife and child and is still doing some master's work in sports psychology.
When LaFrance says he's back, he is back. In 1989, he was #1 in scoring and returns, and as you can see, he's a heck of a return player. He was the MVP, and he's been on the '88 championship team, and he emphasized or overemphasized the fact that he is back, and folks, he is showing us he's ready to play.
His 4th touchdown of the year, his 2nd tonight, and Detroit driving its way to a 21-7 lead here in the 2nd quarter with 11:56 remaining. So the field goal situation has not been good for the Predators. They had the fake, they didn't get the first down, and Detroit made him pay with a 20-yard TD pass from Schleister to LaFrance, and then they go for the field goal, the 43-yarder the next time, and don't get it, and it comes off the nets, and LaFrance returns it 50-plus yards for the score, and Detroit up by 14 with Bojovic to kick it off. Smith is the deep man for Orlando. Smith to the 5. Crunched at about the 8-yard line.
We're talking about LaFrance. LaFrance tied his own record for a 56-yard return in 1989 versus Maryland. Unbelievable kickoff return.
And now the penalty mark off from the point after attempt, so the ball comes back to the 10-yard line. And it will be a first down, but 13 yards to go for the first. Here's a look at Smith's return.
A little holding right there.
First and 13, and Collins with the reception gets to the 15-yard line. Picks up 5 on the play. McClay making the tackle.
But right now, I think Orlando's trying to establish a game plan. They've got to give Reggie Collier some time. So what they have to do in order to establish that is start throwing short passes, 3-step drop, hit the back in the flat, hit the receiver on a curl pattern, and so they can start moving the ball downfield.
2nd down now, and 9 to go from the 15 for Orlando. Man in motion, Smith. Collier. Picked up a couple. Stopped at the 20-yard line. So got 5 on the play. It'll be 3rd and short for the Predators. Hennings made the stop.
Corker was in the backfield. He was chasing Reggie down.
Hennings out of Northern Illinois, who 4-year starter for the Huskies. And there is Perry Moss. He led Tulsa to an Orange Bowl as a college player, and then went into the service, came out, and then had the opportunity to take Illinois to a Rose Bowl and win in both games. 3rd down and 4, the ball on the 20. Collier, incomplete.
Well, that cadence may have worked against Collier. I think the receiver up at the top of the field is offside, Daryl Grimes.
You see Collins saying, take it. Well, no flag, and they'll go for the field goal attempt as Plocky comes on again and sets up at the 13-yard line.
It'd be interesting.
45-yarder.
It'd be interesting when Polak kicks this ball.
Plocky missed on the last one. They returned it for a touchdown. This one's good. 45-yard attempt is good by Plocky. He's 1 for 2 on the year, and in the ball game makes it 21-10. Detroit still on top. We'll be back. Welcome back. Bill and Tony Hill with you here in Detroit as Orlando comes back within 11 on the field goal by Plocky, a 45-yarder. At 9:15 remaining now in the 2nd period. And the kickoff by Plocky. On the return, LaFrance, and this time they're there to take care of him. Rockmore is there as well as Grimes to make the tackle for Orlando, and Detroit will start deep in its own backyard this time.
LaFrance is a jitterbug guy. You see that? He's put about 4 or 5 moves and lost me almost on that play.
Nine minutes and counting here as Detroit, with Art Schleister at the controls, they have been successful. Offense is in gear. It's complete. It's Gary Mullen, who steps out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Durwood Rockmore covering.
If any of your kids are watching, this is the way you have footwork. Mullins makes a great two-handed catch and uses footwork on the sideline. Excellent catch.
It'll be 2nd down and 8. The 2nd down and 5 from the 8. Art Schleister out of Ohio State. 2 for 4 scores last week. Oh, something he didn't like. Calls a timeout. Schleister calls a timeout. We'll take a break also with 8:10 remaining in the half. Detroit on top 21-10 over Orlando.
Soloflex. One machine. One workout program. 32 exercises. 90 minutes a week. For one beautiful body. The Soloflex Muscle Machine. For a free brochure, call anytime.
Welcome back. You take a look at the Predators scoring drive. We show you this. 4 plays, 10 yards. They stalled because Flocky hits the 46-yard field goal, which is certainly a rarity in this league, because remember those goalposts, they're 15 feet off the ground, 5 higher than the National Football League, and they're only 9 feet wide. That's about half of what you see in regular football. Detroit comes out. That timeout worked as LaFrance gets the completion at the 20-yard line, and it'll be a 1st down for Detroit. Grimes made the tackle, but George LaFrance, well, he had 6 grabs last week. He's off to a red-hot start tonight. He scored 2 touchdowns. And another big play there for George.
Great catch. They ran an underneath pattern, had him in motion, ran about 10 yards and curl. I'd anticipate sometime soon that they'll be going over the top to LaFrance.
In motion, LaFrance. That looping motion play. Schleister looking for him. Bumped by Rockmore.
Oh, if Schleister could have that one back. LaFrance was wide open over the middle, and he laid it over his right-hand shoulder. They were in a zone. LaFrance broke through the middle. He was wide open, and Schleister overthrew him. Here it goes. Schleister throws over his right hand, over his right shoulder, and he should have threw it over his left shoulder for the touchdown. As you can see, they ran into one another trying to run the ball down. Hart came off his man to make that play.
LaFrance, a couple receptions here tonight. Man in motion is McClay. Schleister on 2nd down. Incomplete. Intended for McClay. Covering was Hart.
Now they're talking to one another. I think they're getting ready to get fired up. Here's Schleister take the 5-step drop. He looks downfield for Mullins. You'll see him come through the screen in a minute. And then he breaks out wide. McClay comes across the field. Schleister puts the ball on the money. McClay should have made the play. And as you see, a little bit of punishment in arena football.
Arnold Campbell, former Detroit Drive player, in the backfield there, saying hello to his old teammate, Schleister.
Is there a safe spot on the field?
Not in this league. 6:05 and counting to go in the 1st half. LaFrance in motion. Schleister gets by one man, finally puts it up for grabs, and it is incomplete. Mullen, the closest man to the football, and there you see Schleister up limping.
Well, it's amazing that Schleister got that ball off. I'm amazed that he threw that ball. Mullins was wide open, but watch this throw. It's an unbelievable throw. Schleister drops out, looking to the right of his screen. He doesn't see anybody. He turns, makes another turn, and then makes another turn on the throw. And you see Mullen down at the end of the field. He was wide open, but the ball was just held up too long.
And Bojovic comes on for the field goal attempt now. 46-yarder for Novo Bojovic. 46-yarder, remember, 0 for 4 coming in here tonight. He's certainly got the distance. It's off to the left. Here's Smith on the return. Oh, he got a great block. Still looking for some help, and finally just falls down.
He ran out of shoes. Have you ever seen that happen before?
As many moves as he made, it doesn't surprise me, though, Tony.
This guy has so many moves, he ran out of his shoes, and actually he had an opportunity. Watch this move. He breaks down, and here goes the shoe. It's kind of interesting to see what would have happened. Here we got a move. He puts a move. It looks like it might have been a clipping. He gets a heck of a block on Reddick. He makes a move. He's getting ready to go outside. He loses his shoe.
And there couldn't have been too many left. They only play 8. And, you know, he's not down until someone touches him. I don't know if anyone realized that at the moment, because it looked like the play might have been whistled dead before he was even touched.
It's quite possible. I got dizzy watching him from up here.
Orlando, after all that effort, will have it 1st and 10 on its own 6-yard line. The Predators down 21-10. Collier, who led him to a score on the opening drive, back to pass in his own end zone. Got a man wide open. It's Smith, but Collier got dumped on the throw.
They are bringing pressure on Collier. Eric Anderson, Billy Harris, the whole crew are coming. Eric Anderson is coming from that linebacker spot full speed. He and Reddick are just taking turns. They're wrestling. They're coming in and going full speed, and they're trying to defeat that line. And that's one of the things that Collier was concerned about. With the offensive line, be able to hold up that defensive line with Corker and Billy Harris and the rest of that game.
All right, 4 minutes and moving right now. Grimes comes out wide left. Smith in the slot there on 2nd down and 10 from the 6. Collier again under pressure, complete. Oh, mama, what a hit. Tate Randall leveled Williams.
Well, that's a play you don't even want to see the highlights when you go home. Watch this pressure by 33, Eric Anderson. He comes straight up the middle on a blitz. The back goes out, and Collier pays for it. And then as a result of the pass, the back who was supposed to block 33 pays for this hit. Here it is. Here's another look at it. 33, Eric Anderson blitzing. Here's the back who was supposed to pick up Collier. And as a result, look at that shot.
Now on 3rd down, a fumble. And Detroit has got the football. Drive football.
And guess who? Eric Anderson.
Out of Millikan University, Decatur, Illinois. 6'2", 225, Eric Anderson comes up with the fumble recovery, and it's 1st and goal to go for the drive. They're up by 11.
Orlando's going to have a lot of problems until they can find some way to stop those linebackers. That Mike linebacker, which would be a middle linebacker in an 11-man squad, is just coming scotch-free up the middle.
And a timeout is called. Detroit been very opportunistic here this evening as they've taken advantage of every mistake that Orlando has made. And Tim Markham would like to do it again. He'll think it over with a break in the action. We'll take one as well. It's 21-10 drive.
Every battle starts with a war fought from within. Matched by the physical skills needed to TKO the championship dream. Second place is reserved for the losers, because the last man standing when the final bell rings is the winner. Fight Night. Live from the LA Forum, Monday night at 10:30 Eastern on Prime Network.
Art Schleister visiting with Tim Markham, the head coach of the Detroit Drive. They've taken advantage of a couple of mistakes here for Orlando. Orlando missing or miscue on a fake field goal attempt, did not get the first down. Detroit scored on a TD pass, and then on a missed field goal attempt, France went 56 yards with a score. And now, after a fumble recovery, let's see what they come up with first and goal at the 4.
Leaster told us to watch out for Dwayne Dixon on goal line situation. He said he has the best hands he's ever seen.
Dixon in motion. Schleister keeps it himself, and he scores!
That play was nothing but a simple veer play. You see Oklahoma runs it, Texas runs it. He fakes the handoff and he follows that back right behind him. The play is designed specifically for the quarterback. Great blocking, great hold, great execution.
And Schleister gets his first touchdown
Here
of
it
the
is
year.
again. He just follows that back to the goal line.
27-10 drive, and again, they make Orlando pay for the miscue. Here's Bojovic for the point after attempt. And it is good. So Detroit pours it on as the drive makes it an 18-point spread. 28-10, Detroit over Orlando. Just inside 2 minutes to go in the first half, and Art Schleister living up to that 1990 MVP award that he got in the league. Had an interesting conversation with him, and it's good to see this guy come back from the problems he's had in his career and the gambling addiction, and he's gone through rehab, he's taken some medication, and he seems happy, Tony, that he's able to live with his life as it is, and says, if I get back to the NFL someday, it'd be super. If not, I'm very comfortable here. The organization's treated him great. He's got a full-time job with the club in the off-season, selling tickets and doing some PR and marketing. His wife and family are up here now, and he seems to be very comfortable.
Well, the great thing about it, he recognizes the fact that he has a problem, and he's doing something about it. He's got a great support system. He's doing everything he can, and if he gets the opportunity, he'd love the shot, but he's very content with where he's at here at the Detroit drive.
Art Schleister leading the drive as thrown for a score, run for one, and LaFrance has scored the other two. There's the drive. Took just 25 seconds after the fumble recovery, and Schleister takes it in.
Well, endurance is going to play a big part in this game. You got a lot of guys going both ways. Orlando's been on the field most of the time defensively. We'll have to see how they hold up.
Bojovic kicks it off. Comes off the nets to Smith. 5, and out to the 10-yard line. Maybe the 11 before he's brought down by Fleming. Reggie Smith. First team kick return specialist last year in the league. Number 2 as far as the defensive back on the all-league squads.
Yeah, Reggie Smith is a powerful player in this league. He holds about 5 records for return, kick returns, yards gained on kickoff, etc. You name it, he has it.
There's Collier's numbers so far. Last week he threw for 252 yards. We got a minute 28 to go in the half. He's got some work to do if he's going to match those numbers. And on 1st and 10, completes this one. Very close to a first down, just shy of the 20-yard line. Tate Randall was covering on the play as Smith made the grab.
It's a good catch by Smith. He ran a curl route. He just ran about 10 yards a hook because Reggie just doesn't have the time. They're bringing that linebacker, Eric Anderson, is putting a lot of pressure on her. Corker, Henning, the whole group, and he needs time to throw the ball.
Smith had 7 receptions last week for over 100 yards and scored 3 touchdowns in the big victory by Orlando.
Detroit has no timeout. Orlando has 2 timeouts.
Thank you much, Jack Baker, taking care of as far as the timeout situation with Detroit using all of it. And now a minute to go. Take a look at the rushing leaders after 1 week of play, and certainly not a league known for running the football. That's why when you see a guy like Collier get 24 yards from the quarterback position, that's a good number. Myers and Williams also playing in this game tonight. 2nd down, and they run the football this time. That's Tommy Myers out of Purdue. He's brought down by Anderson.
It's going to be a long day for Orlando until they can stop Eric Anderson or Alvin Reddy. These 2 guys are just coming full speed. They're blitzing on every play, and they figure, hey, the only way that they're going to be able to stop us, they're going to have to pick me up and block me.
You can see the clock moving now, but will stop in the final minute of the half for penalties, for out of bounds, and incompletions. 3rd down and 1. And looks like they've got it that time as Corker makes the tackle, and that will stop the clock. Yes, 1st and 10 now. And the great thing is, regular football, you're sitting on your own 20. You're thinking, well, a few Hail Marys, maybe, get a penalty, you got a chance. Hey, in this way, you can score from anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere, anytime. That's one of the things Art Sweetster brought to our attention. He loves this game, but anything can happen at any point in time. You're never out of the game.
Reggie Collier brings him out. Clock moving again now after the chains move. 11 seconds. Got some time. Smith, incomplete. He was wrapped up by Tate Randall on the play, and now he gets into it with Randall and Evans a bit. A flag was thrown.
I was wondering when this was going to happen. Smith and Randall have been going it all day. I think they've got a matchup where Randall is following Smith all over the field. Man-to-man, one-on-one.
Anderson again have put some heat on Collier. Let's listen in to Jack Baker once they get it sorted out.
Now there we go, procedure on the defense, number 88, 3-yard penalty.
Corker, illegal procedure on the defense, John Corker. So, clock has 4 seconds to go. It's a 1st down. And one more opportunity. And they'll go for the field goal after the 46-yarder before. But a 41-yarder this time for Plocky. He hit the last one from 46, and this one is good as well. So Plocky shows great strength and accuracy as Orlando salvages something out of that final drive.
Excellent concentration.
The 41-yarder by Dan Plocky out of Maryland. And it makes it a 28-13 halftime score as time expires here in the 1st half. We'll have some highlights for you. Also a chance to talk about this one in just a moment. Back to Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan for Arena Football on Prime Network. The Detroit Drive leading the Orlando Predators at intermission. Our score 28-13, the hometowners. We're in the 2nd week of the 91 season, and in week 1 there were plenty of great individual performances. We'll take a look at some of those and a couple of the outstanding athletes from last week. The Little Caesars most valuable player from week 1 is Orlando Predators quarterback Reggie Collier. In his first arena football game, Collier threw for 252 yards and 7 touchdowns to lead the Predators to a 51-38 victory over the Tampa Bay Storm. Orlando was the only expansion team to win in week 1 of the 1991 season, thanks to the effort of Little Caesars most valuable player, Reggie Collier. The Iron Man Award for this week went to Milton Barney of the New Orleans Knights. Barney recorded 9 solo tackles, 1 interception, 4 catches for 62 yards and a touchdown, and also returned 3 kicks for 49 yards in a game that saw the Knight fall to the Albany Firebirds 45-20. Barney accounted for a combined total of 111 yards on offense. Prime Network salutes Milton Barney, the Iron Man, for this week in arena football. And here tonight, it is Detroit with a 28-13 lead, and special teams and Iron Men have been big playmakers in this ball game as well. George LaFrance, one of the stars for Detroit, along with Art Schleister. Plocky's hit a couple of big field goals to keep Orlando in it. We'll be back to talk to one of the Orlando owners. Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan, and the drive on top of the visiting Orlando Predators, 28-13 here at intermission. Chance to visit with Mike McBath, who is a part owner of the ball club as well as vice president of the Orlando team, and Mike spent 6 years in the National Football League, knows a little bit about this ball game from more sides than one. Your impressions of the first half, first of all, Mike?
Well, I'm very satisfied actually with the performance of the Orlando team. I know, this is a game, again, being down approximately 14 points is in this league really no big deal, in the sense that I think it's certainly like being down maybe 6 points in the NFL. I think with Reggie Collier, we just got to get used to playing arena football. And this is new for a lot of the fellows in our team. We have a team that's probably 14 of the 18 fellows played in the NFL. And I think the next half is certainly going to be very exciting.
Well, I know our Sunshine Network viewers down in Florida are excited to see this, and certainly the people in Orlando are really excited. You haven't had your home opener yet. It's coming up this next week, and ticket sales, I guess, are going well.
I can say at this point it looks as if Orlando may be leading the league in ticket sales at this point before the home opener game. We know that Tampa had an outstanding turnout for the first game. They had over 10,400 people, and the way ticket sales are going, it looks like we're going to break their record. And it's a case, I know there's a great deal of excitement through the city of Orlando. I know that the owners, Davey Johnson, Tracy Allen, and myself are certainly excited about it, and we're just thrilled with the whole city and the people that have helped us in every way.
We got to go here in a second, but tell them what you told me before the ball game. You played in the NFL, about the excitement of this sport.
I can say this. I said that for someone who has played in the NFL, I don't think there's a more exciting sport in the area of football than arena football. It's absolutely outrageous in the sense that the fans can't be any closer than suiting up themselves.
Thank you very much. The best of luck with the franchise.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Mike McBath, our guest. We'll take a break. We'll come back with some stats and highlights. Orlando trails Detroit 28-13. In Detroit, the drive on top of the Predators in arena football, the 50-yard indoor war. Welcome back, everyone. Bill Land along with Tony Hill with you. What an exciting first half. And you talk about the veteran team and the defending champions taking advantage of the mistakes we saw tonight. 3 big mistakes on the part of Orlando, and Detroit scored a touchdown off of each one of them.
But with every expansion team, consistency, turnovers are the big key, and that's one of the problems that Orlando is experiencing right now, and definitely Detroit is taking advantage of it.
We'll take a look. First of all, Orlando did get on the board first in this football game, and Reggie Collier, their fine quarterback, out of Southern Miss on a 4-yard run.
Right here, it shows excellent athletic ability on Reggie Collier's part right there. Great move, long arms, excellent effort.
That made it 7-0 with a kick good by Baki at 10:32 of the first quarter. And now Reddick answers on Detroit's first drive on a 4-yard run.
Oh, this is what you call powerhouse right. Everyone in the house knows it's coming right. The big back has the ball. He jumps about 5 feet in the air. Touchdown. Following
a fake field goal attempt that didn't work, they didn't get the first down. Detroit took over on the 20 of Orlando, and LaFrance from Schleister.
Boy, LaFrance, I think he is back. He is ready. As a matter of fact, there's no signs of any type of injury the way he's moving out there.
That made it 14-7. Second quarter, a missed field goal and a return of a field goal of 56 yards by LaFrance. I like the way he not only used his blockers, he made them on this, Tony.
I'll tell you what, this is what you call great athleticism right here. He goes out there, he gives a hanky-pank, he gives you the hip to the left, and then he breaks to the right, and all of a sudden it's sailing. He's sailing home free. He gets a great block in front of him, and he takes it in for the touchdown. The key thing about it, LaFrance knows how to set up his blocks, and that's a great run on his part.
Made it 21-7. Blocky connected with a 46-yard field goal to make it 21-10. Detroit answered again, though, as Art Schleister, after another mistake by Orlando, this time a fumble and a recovery by the drive. Schleister keeps it himself on a 4-yarder, puts the man in motion. I think it threw Orlando off.
Yeah, what they did, they ran a typical option play. You see a lot of college teams running Texas, Houston, Oklahoma, and it was a great run on Schleister's part. Excellent block.
But Orlando came back, got a little momentum in intermission with a 41-yard field goal from Blocky. Now, here's a look at the stats. Yards passing, 62-49 in favor of the drive. You look at the rushing, the Predators at 23-8. Total yards are fairly even. But the big thing is when you take advantage of mistakes like that, the rest of the stats don't really mean that much.
Well, with an expansion team, turnovers is the big part. Consistency and turnovers is one of the things that you must cut down. And it generally happens when you have an expansion team because the guys haven't had a chance to play together. They haven't had a chance to go out and work and synchronize with one another. And as a result, Orlando's just moving a little slow. They've got a lot of talent on that ball club. And I would anticipate as the year goes on, they'll become a better ball club.
Well, as many problems as they've had, they're only down by 15. That's nothing in this league. So stay with us. We'll be back for the exciting second half. Detroit leading at 28-13. So it has been that so far here at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. The Predators trailing the drive 28-13. Just got to admit that one personal preference, I really like the nickname Predators. A lot of times with new leagues, new expansion teams, sometimes there's some nicknames you say, certainly the drive fits Detroit for the Motor City. The Predators is also a good one.
I'll tell you what, that's a pretty awesome name. Well, one of the problems I think Orlando's having right now, Reggie Collier's thrown 13 times and only completed 5 for 49 yards. Last week, he had 200 and some yards in total game. So if Orlando's going to be in this game, they're going to have to pick it up desperately this second half.
Collier last week, 16 of 27 for 252 yards and 7 touchdowns. Schleister, on the other hand, has certainly not sparkled, but he's gotten the job done. He's 5 of 15. Has not had any intercepted. Detroit takes the kickoff. McClay got in the end zone, and it will come out to the 5-yard line, where Detroit will have it 1st and 10, and the drive will try to certainly reestablish its supremacy here on this opening possession. You see McKay on his shirt. That is a misprint. His name is McClay. William McClay, M-C-C-L-A-Y. Schleister, you saw the numbers of the first half. There they are, 5 of 15 for 62 yards and a touchdown. Man in motion, LaFrance. Complete to George. And he's got a first down out to the 20-yard line. A pickup of 15.
Well, I like this kid with France. He's got a lot of moves. He knows what to do after he catches the ball. He runs a 10-yard hook. Great pass by Schleister. Here's a look at the play. The France in motion, runs about 10 yards. Schleister stops, hits him on a move. Great move right there, and a great tackle by Grimes.
And the France has now caught 3 tonight, a long of 20.
He's going north and south, and that's what you have to do to be an effective receiver.
He's got 2 scores, one on the missed field goal return. The France in motion again. Schleister looking for him. Incomplete. Covering on the play was Hart. Also back there, Grimes. And Tim Markham, he's upset, I believe, that he thinks LaFrance gave up on the ball.
It looked like he might have. I think LaFrance might have thought it was going to the other receiver. Mullen was pretty close to the play also. One thing about LaFrance, last year LaFrance played the last game of the season. It was an indoor game in London where LaFrance hurt his knee. In that same particular game, he was MVP of that game. That's the last time he played. One of the first games in arena football, indoor football.
You know, football has showcased itself in Europe, been very successful over there as well. Schleister brought down, and the big sack on the play as Orlando comes in the backfield. Keith Smith there. Take a look at 82.
He might have got away with something. Looks like Schleister was trying to throw the ball. Watch this. That could be a fumble. That could be a fumble right there, folks.
No replay in arena football. And for this time, Orlando would be disappointed, I would guess, that there isn't.
Well, I'll tell you what, Orlando can use some turnovers. They can use a few breaks. They need a big play. They need somebody to spark them. Right now is a good chance. They've got good field position. They need to stop them.
3rd and 21. The ball on the 9 after the loss of the play. Schleister was sacked. Looking for LaFrance. This time he's going full tilt.
And I bet you can't guess who that was. George LaFrance. LaFrance is having a great day today. Schleister fakes to the opposite side. LaFrance runs a post pattern. Bingo. Touchdown. Wide open.
And LaFrance, who's working on a master's in sports psychology, well, Tim Markham worked a little psychology on him the play before, called a good old butt chewing, and it worked.
I'll tell you what. Well, they went right back to it, but to the opposite side.
And here's Bojovic coming on for the point after with it 34-13. All-league kicker from a year ago, and Nova. It's good. A little extracurricular going on after that.
Well, it's getting kind of hot and heated right now.
We'll take a look in a moment here. There's a flag going to be thrown on the extra point, though, as Smith came in and nailed the holder on the play, Ron Adams. The kick is good, though, and it's 35-13. Here's the isolation on the France.
He goes in motion. Schleister goes to the opposite side. LaFrance just runs a post pattern. Straight up the middle. Straight speed. He's waving for the quarterback, and Grimes can't get there in time. Good pass, good concentration. It looks like Grimes stopped a little bit. You think he might have thought he was out the end zone?
41-yard pass play.
Here's the fake action. He's looking opposite side of the field. It's called a throwback in this league. The quarterback goes the opposite, goes one way, and the receiver goes another, and they throw it over the top. As a result, a big 6.
And LaFrance and Schleister putting on a show. Schleister has thrown 2 and run for 1, and LaFrance has caught 2 and run a kickback for a touchdown to make it 35-13. And he's got 4 receptions on the night. For France, this one from 41 yards out to cap off a 45-yard drive that took just 3 minutes and 28 seconds.
The thing that frightens you about this team is the fact that France was the MVP in '89, and he was absent last year because of injury. And Mullins was all league.
George gets a breather, and here's Bojovic. Nova. Smith will be the deep man. Fumbles it. To the 5, looking for an opening. Nothing there, though, as he is stuffed at the 7-yard line. Corker and Hennings on the play. There's Big John out of Oklahoma State as Corker makes the play.
Detroit's got to feel real good about their special team play. They've got the most exciting kickoff return guy in the league in Smith, and they've held him down.
Collier with his first half numbers of 5 for 13 and 49 yards, and a lot of that due to tremendous defensive pressure put on that front threesome and the linebackers blitzing for Detroit.
Yes, Collier's not having very much time. There's Reddick in the slot.
Collins
and he blitzes again.
Little look in, incomplete. Evans was covering on the play intended for Darryl Grimes. Grimes caught just 2 balls last week, and Perry Moss is concerned. He'd like to get him a little bit more involved in the offense, thinks he's capable of making some big plays, and this is a guy that, while capable of it last week, they really shadowed him. Tampa Bay did, and even though Orlando won by 13, Grimes didn't have much to say about it.
Well, they're just not giving him much time. Reggie's not having much time to throw. There's a tremendous battle between Williams and Reddick. Reddick is coming on every play.
Collins loops in motion. Collier, second down, 10. And it's complete to Collins. He jumped for the first down and has it at the 20-yard line. Gary Mullen makes the tackle out of West Virginia.
Here it is, a quick crossing pattern. Reggie takes a 3-step drop. He hits Collier going across the field. He shows a little bit of that Rookie of the Year play. He runs off 1 tackle and runs over Mullins for another 5 more yards.
He got away from William McClay, and Mullen came over to make the tackle. But it's a 1st and 10 now for the Predators, and they needed some momentum here as this crowd quiets down just a bit at Joe Louis Arena. Collins again in motion. Collier gonna run. 25, 20, 15, 10, and down inside the 5-yard line as Mullen made the tackle. What a tremendous run by Reggie Collier.
Well, Reggie Collier's always been gifted in that area. He's got a tremendous amount of speed. Here he is. He drops back. He's trying to throw a quick pass, as I mentioned before, and then he puts on that 4-4 speed. He's got those long strides. He's a graceful runner, and it's a great play by Mullins coming back to get him, or it could have been 6.
25-yard run by Collier, and it sets up a 1st and goal at the 5, and Orlando really needs to score 6 here to get back in this thing. Collins into the pads. Walker blasted him.
Boy, that sideline play a role in this fact, in that play. Here's a play designed for Collins. They've got a running play. Even though Collins is playing wide receiver, they've got a few runs designed for him. And Corker just takes him right into that sideline.
Corker knows all about giving hits, and Collins, of course, the fine player with the Patriots for 8 years, the National Football League. 2nd down and goal from the 3 for the Predators. They trail 35-13, 8:35 to go in the 3rd. Collier got the protection, unloads, incomplete. Intended for Smith. Grimes was also there. Randall was covering, and Evans in the secondary.
Well, Reggie laid that one up. He looked like he could have ran the ball at first, and he decided to tuck it in. Then he backs up and he just lets this go. I think he threw off his back foot, so he didn't have any velocity, and Tate almost made the play, but Smith made a great job by making sure nobody could get that ball.
And Reddick again was in the face of Collier, keeping the heat on him.
Oh, that Reddick is an animal, boy. He's just coming in there full speed and just blowing over whoever's in his way.
Out of Rice, 5'11", 216 pounds. 3rd and goal. Collier throws this one up and threw it away.
And he had 5 men on him.
Corker there. McClay was covering on the play. Reddick in the backfield again, and there's Collier, and that pretty well tells it.
Well, Corker, we had a chance to talk to Corker, and Corker knows that this is his only opportunity to go to the NFL, and he wants a chance. So he knows that he can't relax on any play, and he's giving an all-out effort, and he's having a great game today.
Corker spent time in the NFL with Houston, Green Bay, 31 years old.
Here comes Corker from the side. Reddick.
Corker also spent some time as a boxer the last year or so and said, I don't pay enough in that game to get in a ring and take punches. Going for it on fourth. And touchdown, Collins on the reception. Collier threads it through, and Collins gets by Randall to score.
That was a big play, very big play.
Well, I think Perry Moss decided, hey, we don't need 3, we got to have 6 or 7.
Oh, that's the only way. That's the only way they can get in it. The one thing they've got going for them, they've got a lot of veterans, and they showed some composure there. Reggie looked very good right there. He didn't give up. He kept an eye on the field, and he threw the ball right in there.
Now, there is in arena football, if you're new to the telecast of the game itself, a way to score 2 if you drop kick the extra points, or you can run it in. But they go for the conventional 1, and they get it, as Blockhughes had a good night. Boots this one through on the PAT. It's 35-20, drive on top of Orlando. We'll be back with a kickoff in just a minute on Prime Network.
June is alive with pro sports on Prime Network. Live auto racing is here with 3 power-packed events. First, it's SCCA Pro Racing featuring the Trans Am Tour. Then, the Grand National Driver Series follows a road course in Watkins Glen. NASCAR's best go to school to challenge defending champ Chucky Bound. Come indoors for bone-crushing body checks. Arena football is live every weekend. On the greens, Golf Week previews the U.S. Open live. Plus, European PGA action is headlined by the Dunhill British Masters. Then, prepare for Albertville when the United States top players compete for gold.
Now for Amati. Here's McEachran. McEachran cutting in. Sean McEachran scores!
June is alive and exciting on Prime Network.
One more look from a different angle on Collier to Collins.
Collier drops back and hits Collins right in the corner for a touchdown.
So with 6:16 to go, Predators score. Took 5-16, 7 plays and 41 yards. The kickoff drops down as LaFrance, kind of night he's had. He wants his hands on the football every time he can. He's got 3 TDs already and still 6:10 to go in the 3rd period. George LaFrance went to Baker in Kansas, been working on his master's in sports psychology at Fort Hays State, and now living, as you mentioned, on an Indian reservation in Arizona, and said he'll continue his master's work somewhere in Arizona.
He's having a great day today. He's got the feeling. It's when the receiver has a feeling they want the ball on every play.
1st and 10 for the drive from their own 5. Schleister.
He's got him.
Yes, inside the 10. The reception made on the play by Mullen. His heart was beaten on the play.
Well, they took advantage of the defensive backs on that play. This is what you call a fly pattern to streak. Schleister takes a 5-step drop, throws the ball over the top. Mullen's got a step and a half on Evans, and as a result, it's just a 25, 30-yard reception.
Well, Mullen last year led the league in scoring with 10 touchdowns. He was 3rd in the receiving category in the league with 35. He also led the league in yards per catch at 16.8. Led the league in points with 60. There he is, Gary Mullen, his 3rd grab tonight. 1st and goal. Inside, knocked away, and nearly picked off by Herky Walls. 5'7", 175 out of Texas.
Ball's a little behind Mullins on that play, and Walls almost made a big play. For some of you folks who are just now listening, Walls is the cousin of Everson Walls, here we go, who plays for the New York Giants. Here it is, a slant pattern. He's got to step on it, and ball's behind him. Those kind of plays you can take back 50 yards in this league.
Walls played with Houston and Tampa Bay in the National Football League. Timeout is called by Detroit. With 4:26 to go in the 3rd, the drive leading by 15, wanting more. We'll take a break along with them.
In a pro football league that throws the football 70% of the time, having the best throwing football available is critical. That's why Arena Football has switched to the outstanding new Spalding Ironman football. The Spalding Ironman features an innovative new spiral balance system that counterweights the lace, assuring a perfect spiral when properly thrown. Spalding is proud to be the official football of Arena Football, the 50-yard indoor war. Throw a perfect pass with the Spalding Ironman football. Every battle starts with a war fought from within. Matched by the physical skills needed to TKO the championship dream. Second place is reserved for the losers, because the last man standing when the final bell rings is the winner. Fight Night. Live from the LA Forum, Monday night at 10:30 Eastern on Prime Network.
There's Tim Markham. What a character Tim is. 21-6, 3 Arena Bowl titles. He told us he lives by the Mississippi rule with pass protection for his quarterbacks, and that means his offensive line has to give him time to say Mississippi 1, Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3, and Schleister will get it done. Let's see if he gets that help here on a 2nd and goal for the 5. Schleister keeps it. And likewise, on the other side, he said, you better not give them more than 2 Mississippis. Well, they haven't been with the pressure they've been putting on Collier, have they?
Well, I tell you what, Collier would take 1 Mississippi right now. It's been a tough time for Collier, and Schleister's getting a lot of time, but it's, you know, when you got 2 great receivers such as he has, it makes it easy.
There's what Markham's passing game has done tonight. He's learned under some of the best. Of course, coached under Mouse Davis in the World League this past spring.
They've got number 89 in there, Dixon. Schleister, we had a chat with Schleister, and Schleister said in the goal line situation, we'll try to get that ball in Dixon's hands.
3rd and goal from the 3. Schleister. Incomplete and nearly picked off a flag on the play intended for Dixon. Had the right man pegged. Herky Walls was there to knock it away.
Yeah, I think Dixon pushed off on that play. We'll have to take a look at it, but he almost ran Walls over and tried to break to the sideline, but they were definitely going to Dixon. Here it is. He just muscles the guy out, then he breaks to the sideline.
We'll go down to Jack Baker.
On the defense, pass interference on the offense.
All right, illegal procedure and offsetting penalties.
Pass interference on the offense.
So we'll play it over again. 3rd down and goal from the 3-yard line for Detroit. And see if Markham and company go for it here with a 15-point lead or take the field goal. And there's, I say take, it's not like regular football. There's nothing given when it comes to chip shot field goals. There isn't such a thing in this game.
Not with a 9-foot goal.
That's how wide it is, the goalpost in this league. Dixon in motion. Schleister. Got a man. Touchdown drive.
Boy. Dixon took 2 people across the field with him, which opened Mullen up wide open. They must have heard what we heard, and they were watching Dixon on that play.
Pardon me. LaFrance with a score. Well, he should know better, right? His 4th score of the night. George LaFrance, he didn't need to tell us that he's back. He's doing it himself.
Yeah, it was a pick play. Dixon went across, and LaFrance just snuck right out of there, right behind Dixon. 2 guys went with Dixon.
George LaFrance. Now for the point after by Bojovic to try to make it 42-20. Puts it through, and the drive makes it 42-20.
Those fans are fighting over that ball. They get a chance to keep the ball in Arena Football.
Just be glad LaFrance is in the stands. I know he'd catch it. We'll be back. Leaving end, and Detroit answering any challenge Orlando wants to put up as the drive makes it 42-20, and Bojovic gets ready to kick it off.
Well, I'll tell you what. Orlando needs a big play now. A big play to establish some momentum in this game. The good thing about this, the game is never over. There's a tremendous amount of scoring available. You can score on 1 play and be right back in the game.
All right, Bojovic ready to go with it. We'll have a chance here to visit with another NFL standout. Tony Hill, my partner tonight, of course, for many years with the Cowboys. Smith fumbles the football, and it's recovered by Detroit. Fleming with the recovery.
Boy, that was the invisible man tackling him. Smith just lost the ball. He lost the handle of it. He was looking downfield and lost control of the ball. We used to call it a blade of grass. Raise his hand and tackle the guy.
All right.
On AstroTurf.
Recovered by Fleming. Good thing Corker didn't hit him. Corker blew right by him, and that might have just scared the ball out of Smith's hands. I'm not sure. We're going to try to visit with Lomas Brown of the Detroit Lions, who's been kind enough to step up in our booth here with us. We've had nonstop action, haven't had a chance to even introduce him. Schleister. France on the receiving end, his 5th touchdown overall. That's a new record.
And the great thing,
Detroit drive.
And the great thing about it, he's an offensive specialist. He just goes out there and catches passes. You gotta love it.
Not if you're Orlando. Lomas Brown, what do you think of this game?
Well, it's exciting. There's a lot of action out here. I mean, I'm back here dizzy from all the scoring that's going on right now.
Bojovic with the point after, and it's good. And the drive has got the pedal to the metal.
Here's a look at LaFrance. Here's a chance to look at the replay. It's a simple crossing route. LaFrance goes in motion. You probably see him come across the field. Here he is. And he just lays the ball up. Beautiful play. Excellent touch on Schleister's part. But you can't say enough about the route that LaFrance ran. He was wide open.
And that touchdown reception is 4th in the game, breaks the previous record held by Gary Mullen and George LaFrance, who had done it twice with 3. Mullen had done it once back in the 1990 season. LaFrance did it twice in the 89 season. His 4th TD reception tonight, a new drive record.
I wonder where Mullen is. Who is this guy?
Lomas Brown of the Detroit Lions has joined us up here with the Detroit Drive leading 49-20. Have you watched much of the Arena football? Is this your first opportunity?
Well, I got to a game last year, and it wasn't quite this exciting, but this game is really exciting, and they're putting up a lot of points out there.
Well, Lomas, how do you think you would have done in a league like this?
Well, I think I'm kind of scared of that wall right there, so I don't know if I would have got out there.
Here's a guy that likes to beat on people. He might be scared of a wall.
How about the playing both ways aspect?
Well, I tell you what, I have to get in better shape than I am in right now to go both ways. But these guys have to be in great shape to go both ways like they do and stand up on the sideline.
Here's Bojovic. He's got to be getting a little tired kicking off. 1:02 to go in the 3rd. Smith. Got a block from Rockmore. Look at Smith, still on his feet and brought down about the 12-yard line. An exceptional return by Reggie Smith.
Well, you should have seen number 33 coming downfield. Did he lay a lick on somebody?
Eric Anderson.
He is coming down there relentless, just running over everybody. He's the first player downfield. You watch to the left of your screen. Did you see that just knocked 29 over? And then he gets back up and he tries to make the play. Look at him.
He's come back here, Super Nat. I want to swat you.
Well, I just want to stay away from that guy.
There he is. He has been in the backfield all night of Orlando.
And he's lined up ready to go right now. He's been blitzing on every play.
Collins in motion. Collier going for Grimes. Covered well that time by David Evans out of Central Arkansas, same school that produced Scottie Pippen of the NBA.
Good defense, very good defense. The ball was put there where the receiver had a chance, but great defense.
Lomas, what's on tap for the Detroit Lions as far as this time of year? Any kind of mini camps going on?
Well, no. Right now we have we just had a passing camp, but right now we start camp July the 10th, so we're just kind of relaxing, getting ready to go into camp.
There's the end of the 3rd period. Orlando has its work cut out for him to get back in this one. Detroit with a 49-20 lead after 3. We'll have the 4th quarter on Prime Network in a moment.
The instructional video they're all talking about, teaching the mechanics of the Major League Swing. Jack Stallings, head coach at Georgia Southern College and representative of the IBA, the governing body of the International Amateur Baseball Association, calls it great photography, easy to understand, well organized, and thoroughly covers the essential aspects of hitting. The Houston Chronicle says it's a fantastic study of hitting. Houston Baptist College baseball coach Ricky Witt calls it the best, most concise approach to hitting I've come across in 15 years. Developed by professional hitting instructor Tommy Mansky at Orlando's Baseball World, this tape features demonstrations by Houston Astros All-Star Glenn Davis and instruction in freeze frame and slow-mo analysis with an outstanding drill section.
Hi, I'm Glenn Davis. I'm so impressed with this teaching video by Tommy Mansky that I've given it my complete endorsement. And when you watch it, you'll see why.
Teaching the mechanics of the Major League Swing makes a perfect gift for players and coaches at all levels. Credit card orders will be shipped immediately by priority mail. So call toll-free now, 1-800-768-1970.
The Trans Am Tour hits the streets for the SCCA's toughest event. Defending champ Scott Sharp. His first career win, the Detroit Grand Prix. Live Saturday afternoon at 3 Eastern on Prime Network. Hit the beach this summer with Prime Network for men's pro beach volleyball. The excitement of the men's pro beach volleyball tour. Experience it all summer on Prime Network. Available on most Prime Network affiliates.
I bought a California lottery ticket, but I don't know if I won.
Call 1-900-786-LOTTO for winning numbers of every Pick 5 and Pick 6 lottery in the U.S. and Canada.
But I don't know how much I won.
Call 1-900-786-LOTTO for every payout, every jackpot, every lottery, every day.
I played the Florida lottery, and it only cost me 88 cents to find out that I won!
The drive leads it by 29, 49-20 to start the fourth quarter. Orlando with a football, flag thrown. Detroit getting nearly back-to-back touchdowns. One drive, 4 plays, 45 yards. Schleister to LaFrance of 3 yards for the score. That made it 42-20. Then following the fumble by Smith, LaFrance a 12-yard reception. First play from scrimmage, and it made it 49-20 with 1:10 to go in the third period. And Schleister, in the third quarter alone, 5 for 6 for 3 scores, 112 yards, all those touchdown passes to LaFrance, Tony.
Well, LaFrance is having a great day. An ideal situation for a wide receiver. Just give me the ball, give me the ball. He's just taking advantage of it.
And they fumble it from snap. Following the penalty, it was 2nd down and 7 on the 15. Reddy again right there, but Orlando maintains possession.
You got to wonder if Reggie's concerned about that blitz. Reggie's standing right in front of that guard. He's just going one-on-one with that fullback. He's putting pressure. When you got Corker, you'll see Reddy just coming straight through there. Look at it. No one's there to touch him. And he's coming untouched, and that's presenting a problem for Collier. There's no one to block that linebacker.
The third down.
And they're bringing him on every play. The defensive backs are playing man-to-man, and they're just rushing at full speed.
Harry Moss saw a shot of him a moment ago. Not like
there it is.
Collier in the end zone. Just unloads it into the stands, and a nice grab there. That gentleman will keep the football. Think he ain't happy?
Arena football. He gets to take home a souvenir, folks. Well, I tell you what, that's exactly what I was talking about. Right here, you look at Alvin Reddy. He just comes untouched. Nobody even stands there. Keith Williams goes the opposite direction. Reggie makes a great play to get out of his hand.
And Troy Knight right there in his face. 73 out of Northwest Louisiana.
He was the most valuable player there. Most valuable defensive lineman at that school.
Lomas Brown of the Detroit Lions has joined us up here in the booth. We're trying to visit with him through nonstop action. Here's the field goal attempt by Blocky, and it goes into the stands as well.
And a fan was trying to catch that ball. Here's an opportunity to get in the stands.
Lomas, what do you think of the fans and their proximity to the action?
Well, I tell you what, you have a lot of blue-collar workers in here, and they come out to have fun. And I think they're going to try to get into action as much as possible, and that's why I guess they're glad to be close to the field.
Lomas, other than here for a great game, is there another reason that you're here for?
Well, yes, we have a Attendance Plus program, which enabled 2,200 high school kids to come to this game tonight, and Digital Corporation put it on. And I like to take my hat off to them for caring about the kids and getting involved with the community.
That's fantastic.
Nice to put something back into it. McClay on the reception. William McClay knocked out of bounds by Durwood Rockmore.
Can you believe they got another receiver other than LaFrance on this ball club?
Well, you saw his numbers there a moment ago. He is having some night here at Joe Louis Arena.
3-yard penalty on the defense. Repeat first down.
So on the defense, they'll repeat first down. Would have been 2nd and 1. Schleister now saying, wait a minute, we may rather have that. Any particular player here, Lomas, that has stuck out to you? I mean, obviously LaFrance, I guess. But
oh, yeah. Well, I'm kind of partial to Dwayne Dixon and Jeff Ross because I played with both of those at Florida. But I like what Art is doing out there, and I think this LaFrance guy, wow. I mean, we need to sign him up there with the Lions.
When you guys got that run and shoot, this fits right in with you guys.
Exactly right, exactly right. He looks like he's a big, strong receiver, too.
Well, he says he's ready.
2nd and 1 following the penalty. Schleister finds another man. It is complete out across midfield and down to the inside the 20-yard line to Dwayne Dixon. And now Schleister's spreading it out a little bit.
Oh, he sure did. Schleister paid Dwayne Dixon one of the utmost compliments that you can receive. He said this guy's had the best hands that he's ever thrown a ball to.
And he's talking all level, college at Ohio State, Indianapolis NFL, professionally, Ottawa, I believe it was up in the CFL, doesn't matter.
I hope my good buddy Doug Donnelly's not listening to that. Former player of the Dallas Cowboys.
Dixon on the grab, sets up a 1st and 10 at the 19 of the Predators. Detroit looking for more. Touchdown!
Can't be LaFrance again.
Gotta be.
Oh, look at this crowd. Can you believe it?
LaFrance, his 5th reception for a touchdown tonight, his 6th score overall.
Schleister takes a 5-step drop, looks back, throw back. Here comes LaFrance across the middle, post pattern, to his knees, great concentration. He slides in for the touchdown, excellent play. He's just thinking about money, TDs. $6 bills.
And for the point after, Bojovic, Adam holds. To 20, Detroit back for the kickoff.
All-American, one company with a single focus on football. All-American is able to keep in sharp focus our 3 goals: to provide the very best at reconditioning service, the best new equipment products, and to provide the services and products more affordably than anyone else. For the 3rd straight season, the All-American Max Pro 2001 helmet is being worn exclusively as the official helmet of the Arena Football League. Max Pro helmets by All-American.
George LaFrance has got him roaring here in Detroit.
Boy, I was walking outside the hotel, and we talked to him earlier, but here he is, LaFrance running a post pattern. It's a great throw. He gave him the old head fake, hip move to the left, break to the right. Great catch. He's got all the tools to be a great receiver. He looks the ball in, he follows it in, and here he is catching on the sideline after 6 touchdown passes. Is that dedication or what?
Incredible. Actually, 5 touchdown passes, the 6 touchdowns. The other one was a return of a missed field goal attempt. All he did was take it off the nets and go 56 yards for the score.
As I was saying, I saw him outside the hotel, and he reminds me about 5 times that I am back. There's nothing wrong with my knee.
Here's the kickoff. Smith out to the 10, and then brought down by Fleming again. He's done an excellent job on the special teams. Flint Fleming out of North Dakota State, 6'4", 250-pounder. 20 tackles a year ago while playing for Detroit. The Detroit scoring drive 3 plays, 45 yards, 208's all it required. Schleister, 19 yards to the France. And what a connection those two have made tonight.
Boy, it's been a great game for him. It's an ideal situation. The France is in hog heaven, we'd say, as a wide receiver. Give me another ball.
1st and 10, and here's Collier going to work again. Collins out of bounds.
What a hit line by McClay. McClay makes a great hit over there.
Tony Collins, who has scored on a 3-yard pass earlier tonight.
Here is Collins runs the sideline, and McClay just runs a right smack into the wall. That's why they call this the Iron Man League, because you got to be able to bounce up from these type of plays.
Now, I don't know if he could have kept his balance, but if he chooses, he can use that ball to cushion himself as a straight arm, bounce off of it, keep his feet in bounds, and continue upfield if possible.
I believe we're going to see that sometime sooner or sometime later in the game, or not, if not in the game, during the season.
2nd down, and Collier is brought down on the play by Fleming.
Fleming has been all over the field. What kind of defensive line does Detroit have? You got to worry about Crocker. You got to worry about, here's Reddick coming through. They block Reddick, and here comes Fleming. They're not giving him any time, and he's taking a 3-step drop. That's killing them for Orlando.
Lomas Brown of the Lions up here with us. Lomas, what position, if you could play any position in this sport, what would you want to play?
Well, I think I might be over there with the coach is. That looked like about the safest position out there right now.
Oh, Lomas, come on.
Well, being a big fella having fantasies, I might try my best at cornerback.
At quarterback.
Collier dumps it out, completes it for the 1st down as the receiver Smith is mashed into the boards as Randall was there to apply the hit along with Dwayne Dixon.
And Smith looks a little hurt. The one good thing about this league is these guys are not playing for the money. They're playing for the enjoyment, the opportunity of maybe going to the NFL, but the pure enjoyment, because it's surely not for the money. And that's why the game is so great. It's conveyed so great because it's just for the love of the game.
Well, and it's a pretty good summer job. It's a real good summer job. You can pick up $4,000 or $5,000. And Orlando, who made that last hit, owns a feed store south of San Marcos, Texas, where his real job is like a fantasy come true. But you better have some ability to play in this setup. Collier got the flag. It's complete by Belinda Walls. Let's see how they rule it.
This was great concentration by Collier. He stood right in that pocket and took a blow and let that ball go. I was watching Collins. Collins must have used about 5 or 6 moves to get open.
Now, there we go, procedure on the defense. Penalty is refused. 1st down.
This is a great catch. You don't get a chance to see the route, but Collier stands in there. Look at Reddick coming across, and then watch the shot he takes. But before he throws the ball, boom, before he throws the ball, Collins stretches out to make a great catch, and he must have put at least 5 moves on McKay. Great catch.
And with 8:20 and counting here in the 4th period, Detroit with a 56-20 lead, but you can see Orlando not about to give up the fight. They've got a 1st and goal from the 2. Smith in motion. Collier looks for him. Now the other way.
Oh!
Collins couldn't hang on. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and goal. Lomas, tell us a little bit about the Lions. What type of team, what kind of season do you think you're going to have here in 91?
Well, you'll see a different team. We're not going completely away from the run and shoot, but we're going to modify, bring in the tight end, bring in the blocking back for Barry, and you'll see Barry touch the ball a lot more this year.
How do you think Barry Sanders is doing this league?
Hey, I believe he'll do just like he's doing in the regular league, have a ball game.
Would he be dynamite? 2nd down and goal to go from the 2. No. It's not complete. Corker leveled Collier. Grimes the intended receiver, but Collier is still down. We'll take a look here. Watch Collier.
Boom. Collier's not having any time. Well, just imagine how he's going to feel tomorrow when he gets up. Here he is. He's taking a 3-step drop. 1, 2, 3. He plants. He lets the ball go, and boom, Corker is right on his back.
Collier down. We're going to take a break. Detroit driving it to Orlando, 56-20.
Follow America's top amateur athletes all the way to Olympic gold on Pride Network. All summer, we'll canvass the nation looking for tomorrow's superstars. Experience the intense competition as these young sportsmen challenge the world with their talent. The excitement of track and field, the grace of gymnastics, and the fervor of swimming and diving. It's all here as Olympic hopefuls compete on Prime Network.
It's not simply a game. It's an era of fitness, health, muscle development, body toning, beauty, and power. It's the era of Soloflex. Become a part of it. Call anytime for a free brochure.
There's George LaFrance. He's got time to visit. He has 6 touchdowns tonight, 5 on the receiving end. Here is a guy who has really taken some punishment, Reggie Collier.
Well, I talked to Reggie today, and his main concern, as I mentioned earlier in today's broadcast, is will he get enough time? And he has had very little time, period, the whole game. Here he is again. He takes a 3-step drop. He sets the throw. Corker comes from behind and just levels them out. Larry Beretta comes in for Reggie Collier.
So Beretta, out of Lycoming in Pennsylvania, 5'10", 175-pounder, played last week in the victory over the Tampa Bay Storm, comes in here, also played a couple years with Pittsburgh, the former Tampa franchise, and he gets dumped immediately. Hello, John Corker and Clint Fleming.
Oh, it seems like we'll give that play to everyone on the defensive line.
6:39 to go in the 4th quarter in Orlando. Meeting the defending champion Detroit Drive, and Detroit looking for a 4th straight title. This is just week number 2, but no secret who the team to beat in the league is again this year, is there?
Well, I tell you what, Detroit looks awesome.
4th down and goal to go from the 2. Beretta, this time it's Fleming again.
On another tackle.
Wow, what a player.
Looked like Corker was getting into it. Great play by Fleming here. They try to run an option play. Beretta sees there's no room there. He tries to cut back, and Fleming's waiting for him. Fleming's been all over this field today. Special teams, defensive line.
Flag thrown, or we'll check it out here. 56-20 Detroit. Here's a good-looking Fleming, and what a job he has done, particularly defensively and on the coverage teams.
One thing about this game, the clock runs continuously unless there's a timeout. On field goal attempts, touchdowns, the clock is continuously running.
We'll stop for the final minute of each half. But that keeps things going, and it kind of adds a frenzy to this sport, don't you think?
Well, I think they're trying to keep it fast-paced, and it seems like it never has a boring moment to it.
Sorted out. What about your division this year in the NFC Central?
Well, as usual, Chicago and Minnesota's going to be tough, but I think some of the younger teams this year are going to make a rise. I think we have a great possibility, and I think Tampa Bay has a great young team down there. So I look for some of the lesser teams, the team that have been looked over in the years, to make a rise this year.
Well, tell me about Andre Ware this year. Andre, a great player in college, and I feel it's about time that he's either going to have to step up and make a play.
Well, I tell you what, when we reported into minicamp the first day, Coach Levy told us it was like night and day between Andre and last year. I mean, he has made so many strides, so I think it's going to be some nice, healthy competition at quarterback this year.
Well, you got some great quarterbacks in Rodney Peete and Andre Ware. That should prove to be very interesting.
Yeah.
How would you assess your draft this year?
Well, I think we had a great draft. I think the 2 twin towers, which I call Herman Moore and Reggie Barrett, I think they're going to come in and add help to us right away. And I think Pritchett, the defensive lineman, is going to help strengthen our defense, which kind of let us down last year a little bit. But I think it was a very good draft.
Lomas, thanks for stopping by. Best of luck.
Best of luck, Lomas.
Lomas Brown of the Lions. We'll take a break. The Drive taking care of things here.
Put on a pair of Bite Compression Performance Support Shorts and find out why they're the choice of some of the world's best athletes and leagues, including the NBA. NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, and now Arena Football. Work out just one time in CPS's, and you won't believe the protection and support you get.
Designed really in a way for a preventative type of measure.
Go for it in Bite Compression Performance Support Shorts. Now available in authentic Zubas prints.
Reggie Collier crossing the field. Yeah, he came out a few minutes ago, but now being helped across the way, and you see he visits with Art Schleicher as he goes.
Well, they've practically torn his jersey off him.
Oh.
Has this been a night for Reggie? It's been a nightmare. No time to drop back, no time to set.
50-yard indoor war has been exactly that. That's not just a slogan tonight. Smith in motion on first down and goal to go as Beretta, the quarterback, and they get it in for the score. Touchdown for Orlando.
They go with the old-fashioned veer play. Seems to be a very popular play in this league. Quarterback fakes the handoff and goes off tackle. Here's an example of it. Here the running back comes through, and he falls, the running back goes off tackle into the end zone. McClay comes up for the play, but a little too late.
So Beretta gets the TD. Larry now will hold for the point after attempt with a 56-26. Clocky with a couple of long field goals tonight. Hits the extra point, makes it 56-27 as back on the board. We'll take a break, be back with the kickoff.
Remember me? I'm the kid that had a report due on space. Then I got the new Encyclopedia Britannica.
He had a report due on space, and then he got the new Encyclopedia.
I think I made that abundantly clear.
Yes.
Anyhow, here it is. I mean, hey, everybody knows this is the greatest encyclopedia in the world. Help me get a B+.
Why not an A?
Too long. I found so much great information, I put it all in. Overkill. The next report I did was for my science class on the human body. Scored an A.
Good.
Look at this. I always wondered where my mandibula was.
For details on how you can own the new Encyclopedia Britannica,
Let's have that 800 number. Excellent.
just call this number and we'll send you this free booklet.
Tell them about the gift.
And just for previewing Britannica in your home, we'll give you this 3-volume desk reference set.
This is like having your own research library at home.
Yes. So if you would be interested in owning the new Encyclopedia Britannica...
Don't press. They see the phone number. If they want to, they'll call.
I guess you're right.
Trust me.
There's George LaFrance enjoying a super night with 6 touchdowns. 5 on the receiving end, 1 off a missed field goal attempt that he returned 56 yards for a score. Of course, Tim Markham, the coach at Detroit, he's been known to be able to have some big performers. He had Whit Taylor out in Denver throw the league record 10 touchdown passes in a game when he was coaching the Denver club to the league championship back in '87. Off the board, LaFrance, watch out. Not this time.
Great tackle.
Tommy Myers out of Purdue, 6'3", 2 1/4, makes the stop on LaFrance, and George probably upset.
That he didn't go 50 yards.
Yeah.
Well, that's the attitude you have to be a great player. You got to think you can break everyone and think you can score on every play.
So with 5 minutes to go in the 4th period, big crowd still roaring here at Joe Louis Arena.
Boy, they're loving it here.
56-27. First and 10 from the 3, and flags thrown before the play is able to get underway. Schleicher for the new quarterback, Ron Adams, in the game. Clapping his hands, a penalty
Encroachment on the defense, 3-yard penalty, still first down.
There you have it. Ron Adams, the new signal caller, 5'11", 210 out of Eastern Michigan from Ypsilanti. First year in arena football.
He played in the Italian league in '89 and '90.
In motion is McClay. And Eric Anderson carrying the football.
I think Eric Anderson just likes to get hit. This guy goes full speed on blitzes, full speed when he runs the ball. He looks like he just looks for somebody to run over.
Well, here is the situation in arena football that you might think watching, okay, if you're Detroit, you don't want to pour it on, you don't want to rub salt in the wound. You just kind of run it up the middle, keep it safe. If the officials think you're not trying to make positive yardage, they'll stop the clock, though. They'll do anything to keep the game moving and keep it offensive-minded. Boy, what a play that time by Jeff Roth. Heard Lomas Brown of the Lions talk about his old Florida partner. Roth laid a hit that time.
He made a big play because Mullins ran a post pattern, and he had a step on Evans, or Daryl Hart, rather. Here he's getting ready to let it go.
Adams got crunched.
Welcome to Arena Football League. Either hit or get hit.
Adams threw for better than 4,700 yards while at Eastern Michigan in his career. Led the then Hurons to a MAC title in '87. And up the middle this time is Anderson. Stopped by Myers. But Markham is showing some class here in that Moss is a friend of his. They've coached against one another. They've been together before, and certainly not trying to pour it on with a 56-27 and 3 minutes to go, but you do have to continue to try to make yardage.
Correct. Well, there's no doubt about it.
Officials will measure here, so the clock stops. That's how far for the first down. Just an inch or two. There's Perry Moss. Don't worry, he'll get it together with this Orlando team. 20-4 is Arena Ball record coming in here.
Corker's over there watching and say, hey, the nose of the ball is touching the line of scrimmage. It's touching the flag.
Well, he doesn't win this one, and it's fourth down and inch or two for Adams in the drive here, and now the clock resumes.
One important variable in arena football, the tight end must check in on every play so that the defensive team will know where the tight end is. He checks in with the official at the sideline on every play.
Only the guard and center are not eligible receivers. Another flag thrown this time. Quentin Knight coming off as he and Relk got into it there.
Have a dead ball. Illegal snap on the center.
Yeah, Relk moved a little prematurely. So the official had made the call, and Relk made the call himself.
And now, Orlando trying to figure, you'd think Detroit would kick the football away on the long field goal attempt, so Smith will come in the ball game here as they will not go for it. As Bojovic sets up on his own 3-yard line. 55-yarder. It hit the scoreboard. It's in play. Smith. The 5. Flags thrown everywhere as he gets across the 10. Well, sometimes he's too good for his own good, Tony, because of his elusiveness and his changing directions. He's hard to block for, isn't he?
He's so small. No one on the team knows where he is.
And talk it over here with 1:50 remaining in the ball game.
Illegal block. Number 26 on the return. 3-yard penalty.
Illegal block by Hart.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a great attitude and a great atmosphere here in the Joe Cobb Arena. It's excellent atmosphere out here.
14,270 showed up tonight here at Joe Louis Arena. You can see they're all having fun. Clock resumes again with 1:40 and counting now. And it'll be 1st and 10, the ball on the 5. Nothing doing that time for the Orlando ball carrier Tommy Myers, stopped by William McClay. Myers had 7 carries and 16 yards a week ago.
There's another player injured on the field. Looks like Anderson.
So Collier left earlier. And there is Anderson. Anthony Anderson out of Grambling, 6'3", 218.
The toughest thing about this game is endurance. Having to go both ways. You can't slow down one bit or you'll get hurt. You got to go full speed. That's the way you prevent injuries. And when you're going both ways, it shows the durability and endurance, a player has. And that's what makes this an exceptional league. There's a lot of talent out here, but the ability to go both ways is a rarity.
I'd like to thank our past viewers for being with us here in the Michigan area. They're going to be leaving this ball game here in the final minutes to pick up the Detroit Tigers on their West Coast trip. Thanks for being a part of us here with Arena Football. And at 56-27, Detroit, and obviously well in control as Henning batted that one away. The Drive will go to 2-0 following this one, and Orlando to 1-1, but the Predators will go back home.
Detroit has 1 timeout. Orlando has 3 timeouts.
Orlando will return home to open up the home schedule with Columbus in town next Thursday night. And our Sunshine viewers that have been in on this game tonight, you want to get out and take in the action for Arena Football. Ticket sales going very well down there, and folks excited about it after the bragging rights victory for Florida, beating Tampa Bay last week. No shame in losing to this Detroit team either. Beretta, incomplete, intended for Smith.
Smith didn't make too much of an effort to go for that ball.
Randall was covering in the play. Here's Perry Moss. He's had some coaching stops, I'll tell you. As his ball club been out yardage tonight, 231-88. Moss, an assistant in the college ranks at Illinois, Washington, LSU, Miami, and Wisconsin. Head coach at Florida State, revitalized that program in the 50s. Canadian Football League with Montreal. NFL assistant with Chicago and Buffalo and Green Bay. WFL with San Antonio. He's been in about every league. Even coached Amsterdam over in Europe. So
the Italian league.
Yeah.
You think that's where he found Beretta?
I'm not sure. Another player being helped off as Harris. Tim Markham checks with him. Appreciate the help of the coaches and all the team officials here to help us out in our preparation for tonight's telecast. And now, here we go with a, let's see, what's this going to be, about a 60, 58-yarder? Oh, the end zone's 8. Fields 50. He's kicking from his own end zone. So a 60-yard field goal attempt by Plotkin. And into the stands it goes. In Columbus, they've got a great contest going. The Thunderbolts are giving away $25,000 to any fan who can come out and boot a 50-yard field goal in this 9-yard margin you have to work with here in Arena Football.
Well, there goes a great souvenir.
Tim Markham enjoying it tonight, and he should, as Detroit really, they trailed early. Orlando got the opening possession and a touchdown from Collier on a 4-yard run, but Detroit bounced right back with Reddy to score and then took over on LaFrance's 20-yard reception from Schleister and has never trailed. Led 28-13 at the half. 1st and 10 from the 17. Adams going deep, and it is intercepted. A flag on the play, though. Hart with the pickoff.
Well, it's kind of unusual to see him going for that bomb on that play.
And offside on the offense. Penalty is refused. Touchback Orlando.
And another.
Grimes is on the field. I think they ran into one another.
Grimes and Hart were covering on the play. And Grimes, a little wobbly. See if we can find out what happened here. Take a look at the replay.
Actually, they had a chance on it. This is one of those floating duck passes that didn't get there, and Hart come and made the play, and I think they ran into one another. He took a hectic blow.
40 seconds to go in the game.
And there he is on offense.
27. And he hands off. Beretta does. As Orlando, at this point, may just want to get out of here without anybody else getting beat up.
Yeah, I guess Art Schleister has to be pretty proud of how that offensive line played today. He was very concerned about that. I think the offensive line did a great job, gave him plenty of time. And you talk about Detroit when I think it was LaFrance. Have they found a way to stop LaFrance yet?
Well, Schleister threw for 5 scores, all of them to LaFrance. Art was 13 of 25 for 215 yards. Beretta stretches it out, and that'll be the end of the game as Fleming makes the tackle to wrap things up as he finishes off Tommy Meyer. And the Detroit Drive stays unbeaten in the early going, 2-0 with a 56-27 victory over Orlando. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Hey, I know how you feel. Your weight is up, your energy's down, your self-esteem's low, your blood pressure's high. You know what you need? Exercise. But who has the time? You do. Just imagine. Imagine what a difference you can make in just 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week with Nordic Trek. Nordic Trek. They call it the world's best aerobic exercise. Nordic Trek's patented flywheel provides smooth, non-jarring continuity of motion, so there's no stress to your back or knees. Your total body gets into the action. That's not true with ordinary exercisers. Nordic Trek's total body workout burns more calories. You'll lose weight, reduce stress, and feel better. I'll bet you never imagined fitness at home could be this easy. Now is the time to get rid of that unfit body.
Create a new you.
Try Nordic Trek for 30 days at home with no risk or obligation.
You'll see and feel the difference.
Call for a free video and brochure.
Prime Network's presentation of Arena Football is brought to you by Little Caesars, 2 great pizzas, 1 low price, always, always. By Spalding, official supplier of the Ironman football. By Bike, advanced technology serving athletes worldwide. And by Max Pro, the fastest growing brand of helmets in America. There he is, tonight's Little Caesars player of the game, George LaFrance. 7 receptions, 122 yards, 5 touchdowns on the receiving end, 6 overall as he took back a missed field goal. He is our Little Caesars player of the game. Little Caesars, 2 great pizzas, 1 low price, always, always. What a player and what a night for George LaFrance, Tony Hill.
Oh, he had a heck of a night. It's a receiver's dream. Here's a big play of George. He runs down, he gives the old move, he just looks over his shoulder. Sleester went left, goes right. Great catch, great concentration. He deserved everything he won today. Great play.
And our Iron Man of the game, for the player who goes both ways and excels, Eric Anderson of the Detroit Drive. What a night he had, particularly defensively. 6'2", 225 out of Millikan University, the fullback linebacker. Great job tonight.
Oh, he had a great day. I mean, his whole objective of the game was to hit somebody, and he did that the whole game. If he wasn't running the ball, he was tackling somebody. He had a great game, and he showed his performance today.
Overall, I guess the theme of this, Detroit is on cruise control already as the Drive showing they're every bit as good as they've been in the last 3 years. And Orlando certainly needs some more time to get things together to beat a club of this quality.
Well, Orlando performed like an expansion team, and you got to admire the effort they gave, but Detroit is far greater team at the present moment.
And with the victory, Detroit goes to 2-0 now as the Drive, with a win over Denver last week on the road, winning the home opener here in front of 14,270. On the other hand, Orlando, after 2 on the road, that'll be content. They got the split, beating Tampa last week and losing here tonight to Detroit by the score of 56-27. Detroit lays it on Orlando. Hope you enjoyed the telecast tonight here on Arena Football and Prime Network. For Tony Hill, this is Bill Land. Thanks for all of you for tuning in this evening. Hope you enjoyed it again. Our final 56-27, Detroit the winner.